The ancient art of Currach racing, originally believed to be a West Cork sport, but this weekend the Currachs are out in Warrenpoint in force for the Irish International Currach Association Championships. Thomas McCann, known to most of us as Baker, is the organiser of today's event, and he's going to tell us all about what's happening.
This is the 10th Irish International Currach Championships, and it's been in Warrenpoint now for about eight years, and we're making a big effort this year for the 10th one because over the years we've developed the event, and we now have people coming from Albany in New York State, we have people coming from Annapolis, we have rowers coming from all different clubs and Currach clubs all over Ireland, and we have a big university section. A couple of years ago somebody rang up and said, can we come across? We have Oxford and Cambridge. A lot of the people have postgraduate and they're now bringing Trinity. We have 3 American universities, Northeastern, Dextral, and I'm not too sure of the name of the third one, but everybody lands in the Warrenpoint for a 3-day event. Now, today's event is children orientated. This is part of the Newry and Moore summer scheme, and the children can ring the council and come out and enjoy Currach racing. We're trying to get people involved at a younger age. Saturday is a good day for people to come down because we have 4 3-seat Currachs. We have heats all day. We have heats in singles and in doubles for males and females. We have mixed doubles and we have threes. And then on the Sunday we have all the finals. And the finals, we have the threes finals, the doubles finals and the singles finals. We also have a special university race because we've attracted so many universities. And then we have an international race. We usually have 3 or 4 different countries. Last year we had an Australian. So we had an Australian team. So we have an international race. And then we have a club trophy. Ireland against Wexford against Warrenpoint. And we've got a club formed now in Warrenpoint, which is Carlingford Loch Currach Club. And anybody's welcome to come along. We meet once a month. And people are getting picked up in this Currach whole thing, and you're probably going to say, why Currachs in this area? Well, Currachs would be associated with the western seaboard of Ireland, where they were used and possibly still are used as a working craft. So they would take out stuff to the islands, the boats couldn't get in, so livestock, goods and even people were transported backwards and forwards. But because we have no islands, the eastern seaboard, and we had probably, you know, we were close to England, we used the good sailing ships and steam and all the rest. Currachs were never associated. So 10 years ago somebody said to me that it was Americans, the Albany party, want to come to an event that we ran on the seashore, was swimming and yachting and all the rest. So we rented 4 Currachs and we had our first event. We got these Currachs and they were built to original specification of birch, cowhide, and they were covered in bitumen. Now that if you can get some footage of the Currachs, they're nicely styled, but they're basically a wooden craft. And they now there's a club in Drogheda, there's a club in Dublin. And they're made and they're very, very stable craft. There's no keel in them. You'll see the oars, they've no paddles at the end, and that was a trick that over thousands of years to develop this in the Atlantic because it took oars out. And remember, these were made thousands of years ago when people had no tools. So if they broke an oar, they were either going to drown or end up in America. So Currachs are now getting in, they wouldn't be associated here, but they're starting to pick up. A fairly active club around here, and we'll have a full team out at the championships. But if anybody wants to come down and see it, it's a very, very good spectator sport.
And how do people contact you, or who do they contact to get involved?
For the event, everybody's using social media now, and there's press write-ups. There was a launch and it's in the papers. For those who don't read the papers, we have a Facebook page specifically for this event, which is the 10th Irish International Currach Championships, where there are photographs of last year's event, and there's beach photographs, there are photographs of the functions. There also is now, as I said, the Carlingford Loch Currach Club, and we have our own site. So you want to come along during the year. But just to go back to the event again, because there's so many people coming from so many diverse cultures and nationalities, we want to show them a wee bit of the culture we have around here. So over the years we've developed a wee bit of, we've taken them to see all the different places of historical interest, and we've been to the Mourns, we've been to all over the place. We got the hurling club involved, the local St Peter's hurling club, and they put on exhibition hurling games for us, and we had one of the visitors managing one team and one managing the other team. So we've done that for a couple of years. We thought, how do we go different? Last year we had a puck fada at the barbecue that we have in Kilbrony Park on the Friday, where everybody gathers, and it's a sort of a bonding session. We take them out, we give them a slither and a hurley stick. That's happening again this year. So then tomorrow, Saturday, we'll have the heats, and then we have traditional Irish music. We have a big party of family, for the first time ever coming from Rathlin Island, and they're all musicians. They want to row, so there's an Irish session tomorrow night in the Loch and Key, and then Sunday the finals, we have a presentation dinner, and we give the prizes, and everybody gets a wee cap. But back to your question, if you want to keep in touch with the local Currach activities, Carlingford Loch Currach Club.
Okay, and you say that the Currachs are becoming more and more popular. What's making them more popular?
There's an awful lot of people are getting more health conscious. People are starting to get more diet conscious and all the rest. And all the young people now are getting into sort of my body is what you do now in your youth is going to give you benefits. So they're all into these exercises. Currach is very good for cardiovascular. You know, you're out on the water, so you're getting good fresh air, sea air. People are getting more engaged with sports. It is a minority sport, and Newry and Mourne District Council, through their summer schemes, are very anxious to promote it as a minority sport. So people want to try minority sports. People want to get fitter. People just like being out in the sea. There's very little cost involved in it. I mean, you join clubs and you maybe are out massive expense on any sort of sport. You can have an awful lot of initial expenditure and equipment. But we provide for Currach, we provide the life jackets, we provide the oars. All you have to do is turn up with the spirit. And people that do turn up and get in a Currach once, they're hooked.
Okay, and I think you're going to put me in a Currach, isn't that right?
We are indeed.
And definitely won't fall in, will I?
We are unusual in some of the sports. We nearly have more ladies rowing because we had the whole ladies Oxford blue team came across one year. A lot of the Albany girls are across. So we have very strong female rowers and we have an awful lot of female sections. So if you're any good at all, Sarah, we're going to put you into one of the boats in the competition. But we'll check you out today.
You never know. Maybe I'll be in the next Olympics.
You never know. A lot of people find out their talents. You never know. You could be rowing for Ireland or UK or Northern Ireland, whichever you want. But we've people across here that have rowed for Olympic teams. In the university people especially have rowed for the GB team. You know, and then they've got a wee bit older post-grad and they've come over. They row sculls. They don't cross over. A lot of the Currach people down south would have a very professional, I would call, amateur status. But we have boat clubs. So boat people that come here have rowed wooden boats. These are canvas. So everybody, even though they're a novice, even though you go out, you're still with the chance of winning. And if you look out over the sea, you can see two buoys out there. We have a triangular course. And part of the crack is, how do you get around the buoy? If you're there first and somebody's coming at you the other way, we're sort of very lax on the rules. It's all part of enjoying the sport. So whatever you do, you'll enjoy it out there and you'll probably be in the Olympics yet.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Thomas. Dick Adair, you are the president of the Irish International Currach Association and you're from Albany in New York State. You're very welcome.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Yes, here we are. Beautiful weather. Every time we come, we bring the sunshine, and it's great to be here in Carlingford Lough and Warren Point. You have the beautiful Cooley Mountains and the mountains of Mourne, and you get out in the Currach, and it's a beautiful day no matter what whether you win or you lose. It's a great row and a great time, and we have fun in the Balmoral and the Whistledown and all around town, so it's a great time.
Tell me, how does life differ in Albany to here on the shores of Carlingford Lough?
I don't have to work here. No, at home we row about 15 miles a week, about 3 times, and we row from the beginning of April until it snows. And so that's 8 months a year, and it's great exercise, great crack, as Baker said. And we row throughout the eastern United States. We row in Boston, Annapolis, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and you're never too old to compete.
How did you become the president of the Irish Currach Association?
Nobody else wanted the job. No, it was a nice honor, and nobody's challenged me, so I'll give it up at any time. But I enjoy it, and it's nice recognition, and it's a fun time, and
Do you have connections in Ireland?
What do you
family connections?
Family? No. We've been in Albany, New York for 150 years. So the only connection I have is the women in Warren Point that I try and look up.
Well, how did the connection between Albany and Warren Point and the Currachs happen?
Well, Michael Durkin found a Currach in Cleveland years ago, and the woman who belonged to the Cleveland Club said, "Oh yeah, we race here." And Michael said, "Gee, we're trying to start this on the east coast of Ireland. Would you be interested in coming over?" And we said, "Sure, why not?" And so we started 10 years ago, and it's been so much fun that we come back every year. And due to Baker's persistence and good work with the council, they took an interest in what we do, and it's great community recognition and whatnot. And they come to the awards dinner, and it's all good. And we meet more people every year, and it just gets better and better.
So how long are you staying for this time?
This time? Until I get enough Guinness in me, and seriously, we have to leave Monday morning, So we're only here for 4 or 5 days each year, but, you know, as soon as we get back, we mark the calendar for the next year.
Really, you wouldn't miss it for the world?
No, I don't want to miss it. I'll come back next year. Next year and the year after that, you know. I'm on the older side of the competitors. I'm rowing against some of the people that are half my age, and there's no age consideration. You just get out there and you battle it out, and then you go back into the pub and slap each other's back.
Thank you very much, Dick, for talking to us, and have a great weekend. Brian Hart, you are a rower from Albany. You're very welcome to Ireland.
That's great. No, we're very honoured to be here.
And you've been coming here for 10 years as well?
I have.
And how long have you been rowing?
Probably approximately 15 years, I would say.
And what is the attraction in rowing for you?
For me, it's just being on the water. I love water sports, and it's a great way to get a workout and camaraderie, and you know, meeting people like Dick Adair has been really a monumental part of my life, and it's just a lot of fun.
And you won't be giving it up anytime soon?
I don't think so. As Dick said, we've seen them be. We come over here, and most of the people are of age of 35 to 40, and Dick and I are well into the 50s and 60s. Actually, Dick is almost 70 years old, and we think we'll be doing it for a long time.
Dermot, what's your role here?
I'm a council employee, Sarah, promoting sports, recreation and community development in the Warrenpoint, South Armagh, South Down area. But also I carry the hat of a member of Carnford Loch Currach Club. And this whole event's organised by Newry Morton Council, Carnford Loch Currach Club and also East Coast Centre. So you have the business sector, the voluntary sector and the council all pulling together in one project.
And you mentioned that it's recreational as well as sporting.
Well, I suppose, Sarah, Currach Boats is all about the heritage, the lineage of history, of culture of the Currach Boats of Ireland. Also, in terms of Newry Morton Council, this is 10 years old. It's quite new to us. Donegal boys were born in those boats, and the guys from County Clare are natural rowers. We're at it now 10 years, but we're getting there. And it's a very old minority sport in Ireland. But it's also part of tourism. Look at the hotel behind you. Both hotels are full this weekend. So it complements our tourism strategy, our sports strategy, and minority sports. Also, I suppose you might say, Currach Boats and boating generally holds no other baggage. It's a cross-community, cross-cultural event that all people love to row in Warrenpoint and throughout Ireland. So for that reason, the council supported it this year. And also the beach is now sanded out. The sandy beach is all cosmetic, of course, but it lasts for 4 or 5 months. And the tourists love the beach as well. So it's all good.
And the racing over the weekend, well, can you point out to us where it's going to be happening, whereabouts in the loch here it's going to be happening? Well,
sir, at my age, the shorter the race, the better. I mean, I wish it was just a short sprint, but unfortunately the race goes out past the yellow buoy for another 100 yards, across to a triangle for another yellow buoy, and back in again. It looks very short from here, but mind you, in the boat, when you're rowing against Donegal boys, and the guys from America, Hudson River, they're excellent rowers as well. So it's a long, long way for us. But we're improving every year. And thanks to the council and thanks to East Coast Centre, we're getting a better team. But let me emphasise, people in Warrenpoint, this is a recreational sport. So please join our club.
Thank you, Dermot. A fantastic weekend ahead in Warrenpoint for the Currach racing, with people from all over the world here to enjoy a weekend on the water. The European Championships are on at the moment in Zurich. Well, why go to Zurich when you can be here in a Currach on Carlingford Loch?